Guys, Martin here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so today, of course, we had the teaser on JP to essentially confirm that physical Rosé is going to be the next thing that releases on the Japanese version. And as we discussed in that video, that does mean that we would be expecting this celebration, you know, if it wasn't something that had come out on Global first, and this was just coming out on JP as we're used to, right, in this time slot, and it not being on Global already. This celebration has a Part 2 LR. Last year, this is when Turles released, and obviously had the Part 2 Tree of Might Goku. We would expect a Part 2 LR in this celebration. So I made this post earlier today, not long after recording that original video, saying if Rosé is going to have a Part 2 LR on JP, who do you think it will be? And do you think Global will get it as well? Because, of course, we don't know what's going on Global. There's the big theory that the Tanabata is going to come early. And, of course, that would take up most of June, leading us into the countdown to the anniversary and then the anniversary itself. But there is, of course, the possibility that we get AGL Frieza, as we would be expecting normally, right? The first Dokkan Fest that releases after the anniversary on JP usually is the Dokkan Fest that comes out the month before the anniversary on Global. That would be AGL Frieza. And then the Part 2 section is usually the Part 2 LR from the April celebration from JP, which in this case would be the LR Ginyu Force. However, there is, of course, the possibility that Global decides to release the LR Ginyu Force still as part of the Topo celebration, and then whatever Part 2 LR JP is potentially getting for Rosé releases on both versions at the same time, so that it comes out on Global as well. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. If you didn't get a chance to see this thread and leave a comment, then obviously do let me know in the replies down below who you think the Part 2 LR could be and whether you think they will come to Global or not. I used this image because we were talking about this back when the Rosé came out. And obviously we didn't think he was going to have a Part 2 LR on Global anyway, but I do really want to see a new revamped version of the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta from this Goku Black fight. We only have the Int one in the game at the moment, the really old Dokkan Fest exclusive, has the super attack where he's punching the enemy down into the ground, and that's never been redone in all this time in Dokkan, so I would really like to see that, and that would be my pick. Obviously, I would prefer if this celebration on JP randomly is going to have a Part 2 LR when it was originally a Global first. Obviously for me, I would prefer this be a same time release and have it on Global as well. Of course, the more hype the unit is, the more tricky that is for Global players, because the Part 2 LR will end up being sort of mid to end of June and is pretty much going to be the last thing right before the anniversary, which means if it is a really good and really cool card, that is like the ultimate final bait before the anniversary. So I guess we'll have to wait and see, but let's see what you guys think down below in the comments. So first off, we have Zed saying Vegeta or Rage Trunks. So we've talked about Vegeta already. Now, when it comes to Rage Trunks, this one is one that I think is a bit weird, simply because we already know that Dokkan doesn't really consider like Rage Trunks as like a separate form, right? So all of the versions of Trunks in the game pretty much from the Future Saga are just called like Super Saiyan Trunks Future, right? So that means that if we do get a Part 2 LR Trunks, even though he'll be a yellow coin LR as opposed to a Carnival, that means he would have the same name as the physical Carnival LR Trunks, right? That came out from Part 2 of the Worldwide celebration last year. So unfortunately, I feel like Trunks is probably very unlikely, simply because of that fact, right? Like he's going to have the same name as the other LR Trunks. I don't know if there are any other Trunkses really from the Future Saga unless they're in base. So like I don't know if they would release another one with the same name so soon, but Vegeta certainly is a definite option. Then we have Annie, our boy, shout out to God Goku. One of these two, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, feels kind of confirmed due to the red stones. I'm thinking Goku, but there's also that new Kefla art. So yeah, we have the Goku. A lot of people have wanted to see this, right, where Goku finds out that after stealing his body in that alternate timeline, Zamasu kills Goten and Chi-Chi, and so then he kind of goes crazy. Gets a little bit of a power boost and is basically fighting Rosé and Zamasu at the same time, which is pretty awesome. There could definitely be an interesting LR themed around that. Could have a cool little intro animation and stuff. So that would be an interesting choice. And then, of course, Kefla, we know a little while ago there was that thing where they changed the banner art on one of the news things because they were using a slightly different image of Kefla. And, of course, with Rosé, his leader skill is Super Bosses and Corroded Body of Mine, not like Future Saga. So it doesn't necessarily have to be something from the Future Saga. We could get an LR Kefla, who would then, of course, be on the Super Bosses team. And then this red stone thing that he's referring to here is apparently on JP. I don't know if it's the same as Global. In fact, I could probably just check now quickly by looking at the red stone list. But that Int Vegeta that I was talking about that has the beatdown super attack animation apparently was removed from the red coin list after having been on it previously. And recently, the only time that's really happened where units have disappeared off of that list is when they were going to get their Super EZA, right? Physical Kid Buu disappeared off of that list. And yeah, in fact, even on Global, he's not on it. So that could mean Rosé comes out with all of the same stuff he had on Global as the Part 1, and then the Part 2 comes out on both versions at the same time, and both versions get the Int Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta Super EZA. And, you know, we haven't had an Int or STR unit get a Super EZA yet. I could see them doing one of each typing before they start doing, like, the second one of a specific typing. So, I guess if Vegeta, the Blue Vegeta is confirmed, potentially soft confirmed to be getting a Super EZA, then the Part 2 LR is probably not going to be Blue Vegeta as well, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. So, shout out to Mega Nice, the Menace himself. Part 2 LR Yajirobe will go so hard. I don't know why he's posted a picture of Minato, but yeah, LR future Yajirobe, that would definitely be a meme pick, but I mean, he could be the kind of thing they do like with Bulma, right, from Golden Week last year, where they pick a character like this. I mean, even like the tech sidebanner Yajirobe, right, where it actually was a good support unit. So even though it's kind of a weird choice and probably not a super hype choice for a character, him being a really good support unit for like Earthbred Fighters or something like that, Future Saga, I guess, could be interesting. Then we have Nemu. I'm starting to think that the sync will be released in the anniversary as a bonus banner with all units that haven't released on Global yet. Yeah, because basically what we know from the previous producer letters and stuff is they want the sync to take place in summer 2024. But, I mean, the anniversary for Global starts in July, and that is technically summer, right? And it doesn't end until pretty much the end of July, beginning of August. So if something was to happen right at the end of the anniversary, where they had like a sync banner that, for example, had, say, Frieza and Topo, as an example, that is still summer 2024, right? And then that leads us into that brief period before the worldwide celebration, where Global could get any other final thing that JP has already, or even the same thing that JP gets in end of July, beginning of August, and then we get the worldwide celebration a little bit later on, and everything is synced from that point onwards. So I don't know. The sync is very weird. The fact that they're releasing Rosé, but then his celebration is seemingly going to have stuff that wasn't in the global version, is really weird and kind of counterproductive to the whole point of building up towards the sync. But yeah, I don't know. So Simon88 says, I think LR Blue Vegeta would be a good fit with good animations. Like, yeah, I really want to see it. Like, in fact, we'll just have this up on the screen because this is the gif of the reply below of Vegeta beating down Rosé. No, I don't think Global will get it as well, as the whole sync has been a mess and hasn't been handled the best. I can see them releasing a banner with all units that Global still hasn't got yet. Because, yeah, that is what One Piece Treasure Cruise did when they synced up their Global and JP versions. They just dropped one big banner that had every unit that Global didn't have yet. So the only problem, of course, is that for Dokkan mixes like red coin units, yellow coin units. So I'm not sure how they would do that. We don't normally see like Dokkan Fests and then Legendary Summon LRs and stuff like that on the same banner. And then our boy Brit Gangster with not him, please Dokkan. He needs a Dokkan Fest LR or at least a Carnival LR. I mean, we're seeing how good some of the yellow coin LRs have been over the, you know, history of Dokkan. LR Turles Army when they came out. Obviously Bulma is a great example as well. Like, a unit being a yellow coin LR doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to be good. But I mean, as a big Vegeta fan and someone who wants to see this unit like redone with the great animations and everything, I too would probably prefer it be a Dokkan Fest LR or at least Carnival LR. But I think him being a yellow coin LR, he could still be very, very good. So then we have Luke Aston here. As long as it's not another Future Trunks unit, I don't care what they give us. I mean, yeah, this is what I was saying in relation to Zied's comment at the beginning, right? Is that Trunks is basically just going to end up having the same name as the physical one. So I think we don't need to worry about that. Sippin' Hot Cocoa, Zamasu, Goku, or Kefla. Now, the Zamasu Goku, I think he means like Goku in Zamasu's body, right, after the body swap. Because we have the Zamasu in Goku's body that was the free-to-play LR from one of the anniversaries. But I know some of the story and like the cutscenes from that new Xenoverse DLC has a whole section with the Goku in Zamasu's body. So it'd be kind of interesting to have the part 2 be like a Xenoverse crossover type thing with the DLC. Maybe we could finally get those other Xenoverse characters, Easy A's, that we've been waiting on. But yeah, that could be an interesting choice. Or a funny pick, copy Vegeta, because he is on the Super Bosses category. And what's funny is I can already see the top of the image further down. This is not the only reference to that copy Vegeta. So that is kind of funny. Goku, Super Saiyan Blue, and Trunks from their first fight versus Goku Black. Yeah, I could see that. Goku and Trunks together could be an interesting choice. Says Requiem. Then Solus, you have a Part 2 LR Blue Vegeta, but my wallet certainly doesn't. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing as a global player, right? If anything hype like this is going to come out and it's going to drop on global as well, as I've already said, that's right before the anniversary. So that's something else that you're potentially going to want to summon on. That's going to be draining stones from your anniversary fund, which is not ideal. Then we have Does It Dokkan. I do not think there will be one. However, if there is, global will most definitely not get it. So this person not even thinking Rosé's Celebration will have a Part 2 LR. I think, I mean, it is possible, but then the only problem is what comes out after, like, what is essentially Part 1, right? Like, if they get everything that was the global celebration, what comes out next after that, right? Are they just going to go straight into the next Dokkan Fest? Or, because usually this time slot does have a Part 2 LR, so I do think there will be one, but this person doesn't think so necessarily, and if there is, global will most definitely not get it. I mean, I don't know. We will see. That Ginyu coming out right before the anniversary, like Super Buu did last year, is always in a weird time slot, because compared to the normal laying out of the schedule, that unit's coming out way ahead of schedule. So I could see them replacing them with whoever the Part 2 LR is from this celebration. So my GOAT Artificial Lifeform and Super Boss King, SSJ Mo. Yeah, copy Vegeta getting 2 references. I forgot about this guy completely, because I think that is a lame, like, couple of episode filler segment. But the fact that this guy got 2 mentions in this thread is actually genuinely surprising to me. But there you go. So copy Vegeta. Imagine a Part 2 LR copy Vegeta. Like, I can't see it, but it'd be funny. Kit Crow, I think they'll have a Part 2 LR. I think as a choice it's Rage Blue Goku, so yeah, finding out about Goten and Chi-Chi. We don't have it in game yet or have active or standby. Let's get him go Kaioken times 10, use Kamehameha. We don't have that either, and I think it's a good shot of being on global. Yeah, so there's a couple of bits from Goku's fight before any fusion or anything like that. Goku's fight against Zamasu and Goku Black, and even the bit from the same part of the fight where the Vegeta and Trunks LR comes from, where Goku's fighting Fusion Zamasu. There's a whole bunch of Goku stuff that isn't really represented from the Future Saga in Dokkan at all, so could definitely see that. Baguette says LR rerun banner might be the best for the sync. LR Ribrian banner with a bunch of other random LRs, maybe for super bosses. I'm assuming he means, so basically JP doesn't get a new unit, but they get a rerun banner. So this is kind of touching on what Does It Dokkan was saying, right, about if there isn't a Part 2 LR, they could do like an LR rerun banner, and it's best for the sync because then JP is not getting anything extra that Global doesn't have. So I don't know about that, and that's definitely a thing that could happen, but I think it's probably one of the less likely options. Ultra says if it's not Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta with updated animations, it'll be disappointing. As far as Global getting it, I don't think so, because we already have too much on our plate to catch up to, and JP throwing a Part 2 LR into the mix is just making things worse for the sync. I mean, that is true. That is the general consensus, right? The sync, people were already a little unsure as to how well it was being handled so far, but now with the potential of JP getting this Rosé with extra stuff is already making the sync seem very mishandled at this point. So then we have Lean with the, if there was a Part 2 LR, either Raging Goku or Vegeta would be suitable. I think it's possible that the Tanabata celebration is synced in both versions, but Global has the anniversary parallel. Honestly, that would be an absolute nightmare for Global, having the Tanabata celebration going on at the same time as the anniversary. Like, it'd be cool for extra content, I guess, but having so many banners to split between, I feel like no one would just summon for the Tanabata units. considering Gogeta and Broly are popular units, most people are more interested in Beast, which is in part 2, which would then be when the Carnival LR banner comes out. So you'd have like Beast and then a Carnival Gamma banner and a Carnival of whatever was part 2 of the Tanabata. So I can't see that happening. If it does, I feel like that would be crazy for Global. Then we have Celtic Link with, pretty sure Global accidentally spoiled this one, yeah, referring to the Kefla art. I mean, I would take an LR Kefla, as long as they don't start off as base, then obviously it could work well with the STR EZA one, so that would be pretty cool. Koma says best case scenario is Zamasu and base Goku Black. I mentioned this in the video from earlier, right? Base Goku Black and Zamasu would be cool because you can still link them up with the Rosé and Zamasu. Not that that really matters all that much because obviously even with their EZA, they're a bit outdated now. But yeah, Rosé and Zamasu or Goku Black and Zamasu could be pretty good. Standalone Blue LR Goku or even standalone Vegeta. I feel like Global is getting first form Frieza. I mean, yeah, that's the general consensus, right? That if we're following the typical schedule from the last couple of years, it'll be Frieza and then LR Ginyu Force. But Global, even if we are getting Frieza, would be getting Frieza around the time that JP's getting Rosé. So the part 2 obviously could still be synced, even if Global is getting Frieza while JP gets Rosé. So there's a few of the results from here. A lot of the comments, there's a few of the same units repeated. The popular choices are definitely either a Goku or Vegeta from this arc. The fact that a couple of people mentioned copy Vegeta I think is really funny. But yeah, Kefla I think another top pick as well, being a super boss character. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Who do you think the part 2 LR will be if JP is getting one for the Rosé celebration? And do you think it will be out on Global at the same time as well? How do you think this has affected the sync and your thoughts on it? Let me know all of that down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.